Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back again, once again, for our favorite time of the week. We all have it circled on our calendars. It's Bobby Bottles NFL weekly power rankings, and we are into week 7. And let me tell you, folks, um, this doesn't get any more exciting, especially when you have that many upsets or considered upsets in one given week. And we have a lot of the teams in this ranking from last week lost as teams that they shouldn't have. So we're always curious who made the list, who didn't make the list, who came out of left field and creeping up that ranking. So without further ado, the man himself, Mr. Bobby Bottles, the floor is yours.
I'm disgusted. I, I'm
Why is
coming
that?
off. I got a cold, and that's not even the sickest part. These power rankings are making me even sicker than the cold I have. This one, I don't know what year we're in. I don't know what's happening, but I've got three NFC East teams and two New York teams in it. So on that little tee up,
Whoa.
yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. But let's go. We'll go number 10. We still have the Dallas Cowboys, even though they are coming off a loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought it was a pretty competitive game, I'd say. So they're at number 10 spot. Number 9, the New York Football Giants. I can't believe they're in here. Brian Dable has got them at a 501 record. It's hard to ignore that. Number 8, the New York Jets. I mean, two really impressive wins. New York Jets. I don't know how long they're going to be here, but they are here right now. Number 7, the Baltimore Ravens, a team that, even though they're 3-3, they have loved giving up late game leads. I mean, I think they've been winning every game going in the fourth quarter of this team. Number 6, the Minnesota Vikings. I believe they're 5-1 as well, or 4-1. Very impressive start. So number 6. Number 5, the San Francisco 49ers, still sitting at the 5 spot. Number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coming off a really ugly loss, but they still got Tom Brady. Number 3, Philadelphia Eagles, the only undefeated team coming in at number 3. Number 2, Kansas City in what was the game of the season so far, in my opinion. And number 1, Buffalo Bills. Number 1. Still number 1 with an impressive win at Arrowhead.
Okay, so let's kind of break this down here. So let's see if I got this right here.
Dissect
So
away.
the Dolphins are out.
Out. Gone. Long gone.
The Packers are out.
Gone. Way gone. Terrible.
Where do you have the Niners?
5.
5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we know the Rams are out. That's for sure. And the Chargers.
Oh, that was they do not the Chargers are not a good football team. They're a terror. I mean, when you let the Broncos hang around, I mean, like they almost lost to a team where all their players hate each other. Jerry Jeudy is getting mad at the quarterback, even though he's not even looking to catch the ball. He's just running routes, and I've never seen a receiver run a route and then look, and he couldn't even find the football. I mean, I don't know what all the receivers are doing there. I have a memo to the Denver Broncos receivers. You guys stink. Like stop blaming everybody else. You guys stunk with Drew Lock. You stunk before. I mean, Russ has missed some open guys, but like I don't get the vitriol out there. But yeah, there's my rant about my Broncos. But
So speaking of the Broncos, before we get onto that, I saw an amazing tweet. I can't remember the whole thing, but essentially, for what the Broncos gave up for Russell Wilson, if they would have kept Drew Lock, they probably would have had the same record.
yeah, yeah, I
And they
know.
would have saved themselves $265 million. Absolutely
And
unbelievable.
and 3
Unbelievable.
first-round picks
And
and Noah
yes,
Fant, and
yes, yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
not looking like a good trade right now. Okay, sorry. So you were talking about the Giants, how the Giants made the list.
Yes.
I mean, the Giants made this list because they're like 4-2, and they're coming off some impressive wins. Like Baltimore, pretty good team. I mean, maybe not the greatest win because they probably should have lost that game, but still a win. 5-1. Are they 4-1? No,
I think they're 5-1. I think they're 5-1.
I think they're 5-1, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, you know, this year is so funky. I don't know what's going on. Survivor pools are being decimated left, right, and center. I'm good. I will be very surprised if this is my final power ranking. Like this is the final one. But for right now, Frank, I look at it and I'm like, I don't really trust the Rams. I don't really trust Green Bay. I really don't trust the Chargers. Cincinnati, Cleveland, I don't know what to make of these teams. Heck, why not get a little New York love? I mean, the city's on fire. Yankees are off to the ALCS. Both teams are 4-2 and 5-1. Why not? Let's just throw them in, and then we'll see where we are in a couple weeks.
All right. I have a question. What's it going to take for the team that I'm wearing on my head right now to get into these power rankings?
I know. I was thinking about that. They were like a maybe.
I'll
I
tell
don't
you why.
know.
They're not there yet. They're not there yet. And I listen, bias aside, with the injuries they have on defense, doing it without Jonathan Taylor, doing it without Shaq Leonard, it's an emerging defense coming back up. Like Stephen Gilmore has had a rejuvenation there with Indy. Matt Ryan, you never know what you're going to get with this guy. We get it. He's older, but he had a great week last week. But again, like the Giants, you have a no-name receiving core, right? You had 12 guys almost make a catch last week, so he's spreading the ball around. 4 tight ends, right? I get it. The vision that they're in, not the greatest. They have a big game against Tennessee this week. I think if they beat Tennessee and take over the division lead, you could see them possibly in your top 10. I think they would deserve a spot there.
I don't know if they have like I'm looking back at their roster. I'm not looking at it like the Chiefs was a really nice win. I don't know if they have like a significant like the Chiefs win was nice, but the Chiefs were in a look ahead spot. I don't know if they have like a really good win. Like they beat the Broncos last week. That was a terrible
Oh,
like
that was
one of the
awful. Awful.
terrible game, right? And then they beat Jacksonville and the game that they were losing. Indy's just so like it's the same team as last year. There's a ceiling. We know Matt Ryan's not going to take them over the top.
No.
Maybe they sneak in at some point, but I don't trust Indy. If you said bet your life on India, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. So maybe you know what, Frank, you've been on a tear with teams not in here calling it. So why not?
All right, last one for me. I heard an interesting tidbit. I think it was yesterday on the radio. Now I look at your top 3, and I see that the Bills are still number 1. Granted, the Eagles, who are undefeated, are at 3. Now that's an interesting thing. But what I'm going to get at is, you're going to think I'm crazy, but someone on the radio said that they're not convinced on the Bills because they make too many mistakes. Are they for real being in the number 1 spot? Because I'll argue, I think the Eagles are a more complete team. What say you?
So the Bills have a better quarterback. I don't think that's debatable. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, I really don't trust him. I think the Eagles, top to bottom. I said this about the Niners last year. I thought the Niners were the best team. Philadelphia might have the best team, top to bottom. I just don't really know about their quarterback. Now, you can say I really question Buffalo, and I totally understand that. They're usually inept at winning close games. Now they've won, I believe, 2 in a row, or 2 of the last 3 have been close wins, which is very odd for them. And they may not be fundamental at times, but they're definitely for real. They do have a massive issue of they can't run the football consistently. And that is the one thing that they basically rely on Josh Allen and his arm. And the Chiefs are very similar into the point that they consistently cannot run the ball. I think all 3 teams at the top are flawed. I think those are the three best teams. I don't think it's arguable right now. But all 3 have massive flaws. And for me, Phillies is Jalen Hurts. I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain his quarterback play in the playoffs. And when it gets a little bit windier, I don't know if his arm's big enough. We haven't really seen him have to come from behind and carry a game. They are certainly a Super Bowl contender. There's no question. I mean, Carson Wentz won a Super Bowl there. So they've proven that they have the team around there to win. So I'm not doubting that they can't win. I just don't really trust Jalen Hurts, but he can win a Super Bowl with that roster.
Fair enough. There you are. I guess honorable mention. what is going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Because obviously we know Tom Brady could be going through some personal stuff right now,
Mhm.
but that's a team there where Coach made an interesting comment the other day. He said that they were still on their Super Bowl hangover. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, bud.
Yeah.
So what's
I,
that's a team that I could see sliding down your ranking.
that's one hell of a hangover. If you're pop some Advil or Tylenol or do something then. Um, yeah, I just trust Tom so much, and they have such a good team. I mean, you look at their linebacking core with Levante David and there we go. I'm blanking on the name of their other stud, but they're just they're really good top to bottom. They have massive O line issues, and if there is one quarterback in the league that cannot overcome massive O line issues, it's Tom. So I guess I would say this: if Tampa fixes the O line, they have a great chance to win the Super Bowl. If they don't, they're in a lot of trouble. And yeah, they will slide. But they still are the Tampa Bay Bucks, and they still have Tom Brady. And they just I don't know if that's old. That was my biggest issue with them coming into the season. I believe they have two injuries on the O line. He's the one guy that just cannot overcome O line issues. So they very well could slide.
So I guess that bet that I put on that long shot for the Atlanta Falcons to win the division doesn't look so bad right
Look at the
now.
Falcons. There's something cooking down there. The only team 6-0 against the spread, the Atlanta Falcons. So
Ooh.
expect a couple of against this. We're gonna start fading the Falcons real soon here.
Does that mean I got to start putting some money on the Falcons? Let's see.
No, it means we go the other way. It means we start betting.
Shows you how much I know. Bobby, thanks a lot, pal. There's your week 7 power rankings. You guys have been great with the comments so far. Keep them coming. Catch us on our YouTube. Like, hit subscribe, and we'll be back for more in week 8.
Please help me, people.